of God. You know,
But
how do you? It's a real human being. That's what we're trying to destroy, misinformation. When a woman says my body, my choice, the body inside her body is not her body, because the child in the womb is actually a different person.
At what point do you actually quantify what is a real human, what is an actual living soul, and what is?
Well, it's fertilization, and the Bible supports that.
But at what point do you stop saying, hey, you know what, this is no longer an actual, this does not have a soul or a spirit?
Well, from the moment that you were fertilized in your mother's belly, you continue to live for the rest of eternity. But when you pass from this earth, you either go to heaven or hell.
So what I'm saying is that I understand what you're saying. I totally get that. The moment that the sperm meets the egg,
fertilized.
That's it for you.
That's a baby.
That's
it's
a baby.
A child.
But so what I'm saying is that at what point before, because you have to admit, so you could say that abortion is bad and that you're killing an innocent human being. But then you could also say, well, at the moment in which you have sex to not for conception, that's murder in itself. If you're not trying to have a kid, because you have to recognize that.
You mean contraception? No.
Contraception in any way.
If it prevents conception, you're not murdering a child. You know, if you prevent the sperm from meeting the egg.
You can't.
Then you're not murdering a child when you prevent conception.
No, yeah, you are, because of the fact.
Oh, interesting. I haven't heard this argument before. You think if you use a condom and it does its purpose of preventing the sperm from meeting the egg?
Yes, for numerous reasons. Because one, you're having sex for pleasure, in which you're actually.
That is a sin in and of itself. If you're not married.
Not only that, but you actually have to acknowledge the fact that sperm in itself is a living thing.
Yep, sperm is
so then
a living thing.
So then if you use contraception, then therefore you are actually killing your sperm. You're killing your sperm because you're preventing it from doing its intended purpose. You are preventing that child, whether it be a boy or a girl, from reaching the egg and therefore being able to fully develop. You're ceasing that. So therefore, contraception in itself is murder.
Okay, I understand that argument.
The same reason why in the Bible it says it is better for your seed to fall in the belly of a whore than it is to spill it on the ground. It's because of the fact that you are wasting what has been given to you.
Okay, yeah, I understand the point you're trying to make. The one error I find with that argument is that a child was never created. Like, a new human being was never created. So like there's no human being to kill, to murder, you know?
There still is. There still is.
Okay, well, you're you know, it's so interesting when we're describing the beginning of human life here. Like, I had the chance to fornicate myself, but I chose not to. I mean, look, a child could have been created from me doing that, but I didn't want to, and so there's no child here. I mean, you gotta draw the line somewhere. Like,
so then, if you feel that you can draw the line somewhere,
I mean, like, a child never created, never fertilized, so it's not murder.
I understand, but then, so what about Plan B? Or what about,
Plan B, one step, yeah, like emergency contraceptives. That's very interesting. So when a man and a woman have unprotected sex and they decide, oh darn it, I better go down to the pharmacy and get some Plan B because I don't want to bear a child. And so fertilization very well could have happened that evening, and and then about 5 to 7 days after fertilization, a child implants in the uterus. And the plan B can do like one of two things. It can either prevent conception from happening in the first place, like prevent fertilization, or it can prevent a newly fertilized child from implanting in the uterus. And that would be like a very early abortion because it's been fertilized, it's going down the fallopian tube, but plan B thins the lining of the uterus, and so it can't live. The very early baby dies there at that point, and so that's why plan B is.
How do you feel about abortions if the child may possibly have any sort of mental problems, or if that baby being brought to term could possibly kill that mother? How do you feel?
In that situation,
I'm talking about 100% scientific fact. Like the doctor says, if you have this baby, you will die.
Okay, here's why I don't believe that statement.
I'm saying, what if
okay,
hypothetically speaking, it happened?
Doctors recommend abortion all the time, and I don't agree with them at all whenever they recommend abortion. So how about autism or like another Down syndrome? Okay, you trust the woman. Trusting God bears that child because they're made in the image of God. I mean, you can't just justify the murder of a mentally handicapped person. You can't. Right. So
you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
I'm saying though.
Okay, so
if this woman were to give birth,
life of the mother. Okay, very common exception to abortion. Okay, the child is a patient. We need to view the child as a patient as well. I mean, kind of like, cut the rope because, I mean, in that instance, we're also dehumanizing the child because I mean, killing the child won't just automatically save the mother.
So you're saying that if a woman were to give birth and excuse me, sorry about that. If a woman were to give birth and that it was going to actually indeed kill that woman, you're saying that she should have faith and still give birth.
Amen. I've seen these situations before. I've seen these situations, like these risky pregnancies. Oh yeah, like, oh, this woman has an ectopic pregnancy, for example. It happens, and it's viewed as a dangerous situation. But I mean, a spiritual, a godly woman just can't justify herself just taking the knife to the baby's neck and saying, we're going to murder this baby because it's a dangerous pregnancy.
So if that woman were to give birth and she were to die and the baby were to die also, then that's just God's will.
Okay, and if that were to happen, look, man, I can't explain like why these things happen, but
I understand.
But like
nobody can explain.
Okay, like why people die and stuff like that.
I'm not asking. To explain that.
Yeah. So
I just want to wrap with you.
I just trust God.
Just because
we walk by faith, not by sight. That's what it says. That's what the book says. And so the woman, like when I say walk by faith, not by sight, you may think like, oh man, it's not gonna turn out. I won't have enough money by the end of the month, or just a random situation, or I'm not gonna survive this situation, but I'm gonna trust God anyways because His ways are higher than mine. And He says having children is a blessing. Like, blessed is the man who hath his quiver full of them in Psalm 137. Psalm 127. Yeah. It's good.
As I said before, I'm not bashing Christianity. My family they're all Christians. My grandparents are Jehovah's Witnesses. Actually, when we were talking with that young lady before, and she was saying about being angry at someone, I hate whenever people make Jehovah's Witness jokes because I love my grandparents so much. So I don't think that that there's anything wrong with what you're saying. I just want to I just want to sit over here and just talk with you.
Okay, wonderful.
Just get your perspective. That's it.
And so, going back to overpopulation, over 1 million people a year added if we'd never had an abortion. Okay, I believe that people or women, they're I've seen a lot of women who are proud of their decision, proud of their right to have an abortion, and you can just tell that they're not a victim, or I mean, we need more fear of God. I mentioned that earlier. Like the fear of God, if people feared God, they wouldn't fornicate, less children would be conceived, and less abortions would happen. And so, but I mean, having abortions out of convenience, we've really made a practice out of this.
But at the same time, there are also people who have not heard the Word of God, or the true Word of God at least. And so those people are going to continue to have children. So you can't feel that if you're saying that everybody convert to Christianity, and that will help solve this problem.
Yes, I believe it will.
It's only going to solve the problems that you believe in. I'll give you a really good example. I myself personally, I'm a vegan.
What was that?
I'm a vegan.
Okay.
So I feel that if everybody went vegan, that most of the problems of the world would be solved. But they're not. The reason being is because of the fact that we have greed. We still have people who have these overwhelming egos. And so I can feel that it will do that. And it will solve some problems.
Like a gospel
it will. And you're right.
Yeah.
If more people stopped having sex, then we wouldn't need as many abortions.
Yeah.
But you're not solving the root problem sometimes.
It's like the love of self. I saw that tree. It's like sin. We love sin. We love ourselves. We're selfish. We do live in a selfish society. I kind of battle that myself each day. You know how I try speaking up for other people. And it's only because I love God. I mean, 1 Corinthians 10:31. Eat, drink, and do everything to the glory of God. That's what I strive to do each day. But I feel like it's impossible. But that's why we need Jesus. Anyway, so we need to. Well, yeah, the law is summed up in one word: "Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Jesus said, "You are more blessed to give than to receive," and I'm heartbroken at all the people who, they don't have a home. There's a lot of brokenness in the world.
Yeah.
They don't have a home. They don't have food to eat. Yeah. Over 20,000 kids die of hunger each day in the world.
Hunger, clean water. That's another reason why a lot of people are dying.
Yeah, and so this is like, there's more than enough money in the world to house each of these people. I mean, so I got to selfishness there. Like, well, why don't we just like share our money with them and like build houses for people in Ethiopia or like Chad, these poor countries, But of course, we're that's talking about economics and stuff. And
the vegan.
Yeah, the vegan.
A lot of people.
The vegan. Yeah, the Bible says like, Jesus said, all foods are clean. That's what he said. You can be vegan.
Because.
Well, what did you say?
I said, Jesus said that all foods are clean, but you can't feel that all foods are clean because there are mushrooms that can kill you.
There are poisonous mushrooms. Okay, well, there are some things that we just can't eat. We can't eat. Don't eat a snake with the venom still in its mouth. It'll kill you. I mean, we gotta be. I mean, gotta be common sense. Like, we can't just. There are germs, diseases. I mean, that's why we wash our food. I think he didn't mean it like in a physical. The Bible is very important. When he says all foods are clean, he's not just saying go eat that moldy hamburger bun. because it's, I mean, we gotta use like common sense here. Look at these verses in context, like spiritually. Like they're spiritually clean, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you wouldn't eat a moldy carrot; you would toss it in the trash, you know. So, did you know Jesus said, "Think not"?
Sorry?
Did you know Jesus said, "Think not"? It was in.
Think not.
Yeah.
And what's the other?
What's the other? He says
There's got to be more to it than just that.
Yeah, he said like think not that I've come to destroy the law, but I've come to fulfill. Yeah. So like, yeah. It's Matthew 5:17. Yeah. Yep. Think not that I'm come to destroy the law of the prophets. I've not come to destroy, but to fulfill. That's kind of like a knock on the. People say do not judge so often. So
Said people say do not judge.
yeah, like don't judge me. Don't judge me. Well, we make judgments every day, you know.
Yeah, you always have to judge.
Yeah. So, and that's like the reality of an abortion right there. A child murdered, and it says this is not health care, and so it's like exposing the evil of abortion. That's Ephesians 5:11.
Yeah.
Yeah. So praise the Lord.
As I said, I'm not going to tell you what you believe is wrong. I mean, however you feel is however you feel. I can understand. I just want to see what you think. That's all.
Okay.
I want to hear what you.
I'm glad I could tell you. Would you like a gospel tract?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Well,
I wanted to share with you about Jesus. Jeff.
Jeff?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna grab this full. I gotta get heading home.
Okay. Well, maybe, praise the Lord. Would you like a gospel tract? Learn about Jesus? Well, praise the Lord.